Yo, what's up guys, it's X-Rays. Welcome back to a zombie video. In today's video we're going to be covering the convoluted storyline for zombies. Now, for you guys that don't know exactly what this means, we're just going to talk about some of the things that I thought happened, or my opinions on the zombie storyline and how it's changed from the way it was when it first started to the way that it is now. It kind of feels like the storyline got out of whack, like they weren't exactly sure what to do anymore, or maybe it just got so complicated that the people at Treyarch weren't aware that it was going to get that crazy. So let's go back in time. We're going to talk about World at War. During World at War, the first map that came out, Nocturne and Toten, there was that, and there were, it was the first map ever that they did. It was based off one of the multiplayer maps. In fact, most of the maps that were in World at War, the zombie ones, were just based off the multiplayer maps, and they weren't really aware that zombies was going to be that popular, that it was going to have, its own huge following. And it's crazy how big the following is, even within Call of Duty. You got Call of Duty people, you got fans who follow the multiplayer, and then you got people who enjoy the zombies and who subscribe specifically for the zombies, which is really crazy that they were able to do that within a genre that was already, known for its multiplayer. So zombies came out, and everybody was like, whoa, what is this? It's like a castle defender type game, and you're defending against zombies and stuff like that. And then suddenly, it got this huge following. People were expecting more. They were like, holy crap, this is really awesome, I want more of this. And at first it didn't have a story. It was just 4 Marines that were, found in some kind of, little military base, or, little spot where they were kind of hiding, Nocturne and Toten, and they were trying to defend against zombies. There wasn't really a backstory. It was just a story about 4 guys who were stranded. They went down on a plane and they were being surrounded by zombies, and all you knew, and all you really needed to know, was that the zombies were trying to kill you, and you needed to survive for as long as you could. There was never an ending. There was never a helicopter that came out and saved you. There was none of that stuff. You just were expected to survive. That's the way that it was, and that's the way that they wanted the game to be. They just wanted it to be a game where you survived. There was no huge detail into the story. There wasn't any kind of, epilogue to what exactly happened. It was just a game mode that they wanted to add to make it more fun for people to try something else, and to try to, more than anything, set themselves apart from Infinity Ward, since Infinity Ward was the big company. That's the one that everyone went to. It was like, yeah, Call of Duty, real Call of Duty games are made by Infinity Ward, not by Treyarch. So people didn't really believe in Treyarch, and World at War was kind of like the first game that Treyarch set itself apart and was like, you know what, we're main event players. We're a real subdivision within Activision that makes games that are just as successful, if not more successful, than Infinity Ward. And they did so by bringing something different, which was the zombies. So after a while, people were like, well, zombies is awesome. People just wanted more and more. They wanted more maps. They wanted more into the actual development of the characters. They wanted to know more about the characters. And eventually Treyarch was like, holy crap, these people are really loving this. We gotta come up with a story, or else this is gonna end and it's gonna get dull pretty quick. And it would. If there was no story, to their adventure, and even so, before in the Black Ops map, even though it did mention the story, it wasn't as much effort put into the actual story as there was before. And you guys probably wonder, well, the story's there, it's a good story. Yes, but I mean in the sense of trying to project the story to the viewer. Most people played the map and were just like, oh, zombies, okay, let's see how long I survive. And they made more of a conscious effort in Black Ops 2 to try to make it so that people were like, oh, so that's the story, especially with the new crew. They were like, oh, okay, they got cutscenes now. They're trying to explain the story. The dialogue is there. It's a lot easier to understand, whereas before it was just like random words that were being spoken. You were trying to piecing it together. They're trying to make it more of something that you would really understand, that you were fully aware of. So, they went from World at War, they went to Black Ops 2, and it feels like during Black Ops they were at the height of it. They had the story going. It was a really awesome story. And then, once they started introducing this new crew and they started introducing this idea that, hey, you get to decide your future. Do you want to go with Maxis or do you want to go with Richtofen? Things started getting a little convoluted. Things started getting a little messy. People weren't sure what the storyline was anymore. People weren't sure if it was even a story anymore. And, you know, I'm not going to go into detail with that. If you guys want to know the story, I have a whole playlist that goes through the whole thing. The way that they ended it was just a low blow for a lot of people. It's just like, what? It was just a game, and it wasn't. You're not even aware if that is the ending. Maybe something else happened. But people were let down, and I think it's because the story got so popular, and they weren't, at first, they didn't care about making it a popular story. They didn't care about it having a story. It was just a game where you were trying to survive against zombies. And then it ended becoming something bigger than any of them. It ended becoming something bigger than they ever thought it would be. And so they were kind of thinking on their feet the whole time. And eventually it got so complicated that even they didn't know what was happening in the story. You know, because that's what can happen. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on that. Leave some comments down below. Do you guys think that the story got way out of hand, that they weren't aware of what to do anymore? Or maybe they weren't sure what the actual ending to the story was? Let me know. Leave some comments down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to slap a like and a favorite. And if you guys are new and you feel like subscribing, feel free to do so. A ton of zombie content coming your way during Call of Duty Ghosts. I'll see you guys later. I'm X-Rays. I'm out. Peace.